what is one tip that you would like to share with agents that will make them better today than they were yesterday?
Oh gosh, there's so many. What's one thing? One thing. This sounds so generic, but it's not. Listen to the prospect. So, if we think about what is going to make us the most money the fastest, it's going to be building trust with people on the phone for the first time in person, etc. And you have a lot of agents who are trained to not listen to the prospect. For example, everybody, when they call in, let's say on one of your listings, on the sign, you start asking them about their situation and their timeline. I feel like everyone says, we're going to wait until next year. We're not doing anything right now. And it's really this sort of quasi-truth, because I think a lot of them think that that's the case, right? Agents have been trained to come back with something like, well, Mrs. Johnson, they think they're very clever here. Mrs. Johnson, if we found you the perfect deal on the best house in your most ideal neighborhood, would you activate sooner than that? Would you jump on something earlier than 12 months? See, here's the rub. You might get Mrs. Johnson to say yes, but the reality is that the subtext, the other message that she got, was that you didn't hear me at all, right? You weren't listening. And if we'll take the opposite tack instead, if I would have said, Mrs. Johnson, absolutely, I'm glad that you're getting a jump on this thing. Buying a home's a big deal. I hear you. You're not doing anything for at least a year. I am curious, though, way off in the future, 12 plus months from now, whenever y'all do decide to start looking around, what neighborhoods look interesting to you? What type of house would you like? And now I have gotten that pressure out of the room. I've communicated to her, I am not going to make a commission right now, and I hear you on that. And I'm still interested anyway. And so now she gets to go, oh, okay. And I get to transform from scary disembodied sales voice on the phone to Brad, just this guy who she will give another minute or two of her time to. And spoiler alert, what happens oftentimes is that since you do build this relationship, now she trusts you, and now she goes ahead and gets pre-approved and takes that buyer consultation with you, and surprise, surprise, she buys a house a lot earlier than 12 months from now. Isn't it funny how that works, right? So listening is underrated.